cruise. Dancing on deck as the moonlight gleams. Waves lead time to a wildest dream. Newport's calling, her heart's at sea. Every sunrise feels like meant to be. From Coco Cay to Caribbean blue, every shore's got a story too. Laughter and music wherever she moves. If you seek MK, she's finding her groove. No deadlines, no phone, no shoes, just ocean skies and sunset views. The rhythm of life, the salt in the air. Freedom is calling, she's already there. Living her best life, what's her next move? If you seek MK, find her on a cruise. Yeah. If you seek MK, find her on a cruise. Find her, find her, ooh, find her, find her on a cruise. If you seek MK, yeah, she's on the move. Find her, find her, find her, find her. Freedom is calling, she's already there.
I don't know what it is. I have a glitch in my StreamYard. And it takes a minute. Like I couldn't tell that you could hear me because I'm watching the live, but it's like a 5 to 10 second delay before it actually hits YouTube. Yeah, there's a 20-second delay. So I don't know what it is about my StreamYard. I have a glitch in it. So when I was on Vicky's live, we had someone that kept dropping in and out, and every time that would do that, that would mute Vicky for me because I was like, we were all on StreamYard together on hers. And so I've had this problem. And when I used to do video chats with Grounded Life Retirement community, would always, every time someone dropped in and out, I would lose my sound. And I don't know why. I'm glad it's working now because I didn't want to try and redo the stream because that is a nightmare. Hey, Theron, nice to see you. And hold on. Okay, so let me say hi to some people. There's Tawana. Yeah. Yeah, and it's because I'm on a Mac. Like when I went to refresh, it asked me, did I want to leave the browser? And it's like, I don't really want to leave the browser. I don't want to lose the live stream. Yeah, kind of entertaining in a mime kind of way. Hey, Lisa, thanks for joining us. I know I saw you over on Vicky's channel. I hear that you booked your cruise. Hey, Traveling Tea. Oh, I was going through my emails and I just saw the email from you that we had been chatting. Oh, so I'm thinking of doing the get together, and I'll post this on my I'll post this on a post on my channel as well. So really the only time that I have free to do a get together while I'm in Orlando is going to be the Sunday, Sunday the 26th at 11 a.m. I have to drop my car off back at the airport about 2:30, so that should give us a good enough time. What I have to figure out is a location. So if anybody has suggestions, the challenge is the hotel that I'm staying at has a $10 parking fee. But if I choose a restaurant, then the people are going to be obligated to buy food. And it's like, well, that's probably going to be way more than $10. So if there's anyone that lives in the Orlando area that knows of any place near SeaWorld that has ample parking and has a space, preferably indoors, for people to just sit down and meet. I was almost kind of thinking a library, but we'd be making too much noise for a library. I just don't, because it's been an eternity since I have lived there, so I don't really know any of the places anymore. Yeah, I'm glad you guys I'm still going through all we can hear you. Yep, Jennifer saying hello to everybody. Yeah. How about a public park if the weather's okay? Well, it's in Florida and it's July and I am not built for 90-degree weather. So that's my concern, is that it may be just uncomfortably warm for a lot of people. So I know the hotel has a really good lobby with lots of space, but I just don't know people's tolerance for paying for parking. So I guess we'll have to see. I'll put out a poll and see what people have to say. I did find a really nice restaurant. Well, it's not a nice restaurant, but a good location, very close to the hotel, and it's called Cheddar's. It has a really nice menu. It's kind of, home cooking style food, and it looked like it had a good amount of space. And they open at 11 on Sunday, and so I figured, like, worst comes to worst, we can go there if people want to get breakfast or brunch. But if people don't want to eat, then at this point it is just the hotel, because I don't have any contacts in Orlando. My family, none of my family actually lived or has ever lived there. They're all in other cities. So if anything changes, I'll let you know. Yeah, Cheddar's is very good and good price. It looked really nice, and it looked like it had a really good menu. So I'll just take a poll and see. Uh, yeah, anywhere they have iced tea, coffee. Yeah, so it just really depends. Like, if you guys are up for a meal, I'm up for a meal. And I would just have to get a gauge on how many people would be showing up so I could get the appropriate table. Is this a cruise get together? No, this is a Amy Loses It get together. So it's for the Obesity Action Coalition. I'm forgetting what channel I'm on. But I'm going to a conference next week in Orlando, and some of the people that are on here are actually going as well. So yeah, so I just wanted to make sure that I announced that. And of course, I'm forgetting that I am on If You Seek Amy K, and this is a cruise. So the cruise and they are doing a cruise in July. The One of the people that is one of the bigger channels called The Downsize, they're doing a cruise with their weight loss community. Hey, Chris, but at least not driving this time. Yeah, I know every time you're driving. I was really disappointed with your MSC offers. That kind of really does seem like a slap in the face, regardless of like what anybody else had to say, because, right? Because you have so much value that you bring to the table with your Royal Caribbean offers. It wasn't like you were going to go in and gamble $200 and walk away. So that, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of MSC because, right, again, they're operating a completely different type of company with completely different expectations of customer service. And I've been to Italy, so I get it. I see why they act the way their management is the way they are, because if you've been to Italy, then you'll know what I mean. Yeah, portions are large enough to share. Yeah, they look like they had some really good stuff at Cheddar's. Hey, Carol, nice to see you. Thanks for popping in. You said you managed to get it home, or managed to get home. Yeah, it's called the Your Weight Matters Convention, and it's put on by the Obesity Action Coalition. Yeah, Vicky, I wish you were going too. Yeah, we are seeking Amy K. Yeah. Actually, yeah, there are a lot of people who have said that they'll be trying to find me. And obviously, like, I should be pretty easy to find because you see me on the internet all of the time. Yeah, I'm going to their cruise. I did put a deposit on their cruise. It'll be announced to the general public August 1st. So if you're not a member of the Downsized YouTube channel, then you have to wait till August 1st to book a cruise on their group cruise. But if you are a member, the upcoming one is going to be in June of next year. I think June 14th to 18th on the Celebrity Reflection. And it's just going to be coming out of dry dock. So that's going to be great. Yeah. So this past year, it was June 4th to 8th, and I couldn't make it. What are my upcoming cruises? I'm doing Enchanted Princess out of New York in the fall and late October. I'm doing no. Oh, foodie. I'm doing the Unhinged with the Foodies Vacation Squad, Controversial Cruising, Cruise Life TV, and Carnival Cruise Addicts. I'm doing that one in February of 2027. And then right now, the only other thing I have booked is I've got World Atlantic booked for 2028. I just got to figure out my room dealio. Because, like, I would really love to have the Grand Suite, but I don't know that I want to commit myself to spending $5,000, even though the room is fantastic. But I'm not happy with the room I picked because the floor plan attached to the room is not the right floor plan. So they sold me something, even though they have like a disclaimer, like the photograph and the floor plan are for illustration purposes only and doesn't represent the room that you're booking. Well, don't show me like I have an L-shaped balcony and a sofa and two chairs in my room if you're not going to give me any of that. So, yeah, I'll have to change that. Seeking Amy and her three cats. Yeah, my three cats are bouncing. Kevin is here. You can see his little black butt. He's laying in my chair, and then Marsha's over there. Hold on, over there, and Malibu's at my feet. All day long, he's at my feet. Yeah, remember to hit the live to let YouTube know that you like the live, and hopefully more people will watch it. At the end of the day, MSC just didn't give me a reason to sail with them from a casino comp perspective. I have more offers that I can currently take, so I'll be fine. So that leads us to the whole topic of this video. Did I waste my money earning a free cruise? Because now I have way more cruises than I can possibly take. Going on what? Alaska? Which one specifically? No, I'm not doing Alaska. Are you talking to Chris or me? Jorge wants to do Alaska. Oh, you know who is going to Alaska, but they're doing it 2027, and it's like the middle of May in 2027, and I just couldn't go, is the Grounded Life Retirement. No, not Grounded Life Retirement, the YouTube After 40 course. So they're going on Princess. But I don't know. I really wanted to go with them, but the dates are just awful for me. So I ended up this year choosing the downsized cruise over Grounded Life Retirement Travel. And then I'm really hoping to, at the end of 2027, be able to go on their retirement cruise that is for Southeast Asia. So it's round trip out of Singapore on Holland America. Oh yeah, I'll make sure that I meet up with Mayor Mindy. I don't think there's any way that I'm going to get away with not seeing Mayor Mindy because I'm definitely going to be making sure that I bump into the Durhams. Oh shoot, my hungry route has arrived. It would be nice if they would put it at my door, but they leave it outside the apartment complex. So I got to make sure I go get that. So I order my groceries through Hungry Root and they show up every Tuesday. I think it's in June. Yeah, it is in June, which is good for like the week that they did it, it's okay. Oh, Shipmate. Yeah, I need to put my stuff on Shipmate. You are simply so popular. I wish my videos were that popular. Yeah, 30. Oh, that's right, because Vicky and Jorge need to do their 30th wedding anniversary. Sorry I missed, so Carol, sorry I missed your chats on my premiere the other day. Believe it or not, I thought I had scheduled for an hour later. Missed my own premiere. Oh, that's a good one, Chris. I haven't managed that one. Um, well, you know, it happens. Are there any cruise ships with bowling alleys? I think so. I think there is one, but I don't know what one it is. How did you find out it was the wrong plan? Because I'm an information gatherer type person, so I was like going through all of the rooms and looking at them because I had looked at the floor plan and it showed like I had an L-shaped balcony and I had two chairs and a sofa, but then I Googled it and watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos for the exact cabin that I'll be having on the cruise ship we're going on. Yeah, the ship's not built yet, but it's going to be an identical ship. And then I noticed that in the cabin, it looked like a regular size room, but the bathroom was just a little bit larger. And it had like they have like this fancy package that they give you, like Aria or something. So they charge you all this money. Sorry, I have a hair and it's tickling my eye. So they give you like this fancy package to go with it where you get like the room service delivery fee waived. You get access to like the thermal spa and then a special sun deck that's just for the suites and all this good stuff. And so when I looked on the internet and I saw that that this room did not look like the floor plan, I'm like, well, what the heck? Why am I paying for that when it's a regular sized room? I can go to a room that's way more convenient because this one's like almost all the way at the end of the ship. There is just the grand suite behind it. So it wasn't conveniently located. I could go get another very conveniently located at mid with an infinite balcony that was actually bigger than that room for half the price. So yeah, I can change my room because the package I booked allowed me to change it one time for free. So Foodie's Vacation, yeah, that is great. I hear nothing but good stuff about Alaska. My friend just got back from Alaska on Saturday and loved every minute. Yeah, I love every minute of Alaska. I had a really great time when I went. I actually went when they were like kind of having a heat wave, and we didn't need jackets or anything except at night on the ship. No, I did not get a haircut. I just had my hair up in a ponytail. I was just trying to get it out of my face today. Yeah, I think NCL has bowling. Yeah. So Carol's like, I didn't get to see the premiere. I missed the premiere, but I watched it not long after, so I didn't see the live stream comments. That's funny. As Tim McGraw would say, we like it, we love it. 56 days to Alaska for me, Carnival Spirit. Alaska's really nice. I really enjoyed it. But I was supposed to go to Alaska this May instead of going to the Rome cruise, but it was going to be more than double the price. I think it was going to be triple the price because the room alone was $2,000 more, and then I would have to have had to pay for airfare. And when I went to Rome, I used frequent flyer miles. So I've kind of bailed on my friends, but nobody was sharing with me, so it didn't really matter. And they had a great time, but then I got to see something new because I've seen some of Alaska. My dad is in Alaska right now on a cruise. That's awesome. That's awesome that your dad is still alive and he's in Alaska. My dad loved Alaska. I've done Alaska, very beautiful. I took a helicopter ride over a glacier, hiked, and took a 5-passenger float plane. I did the helicopter glacier thing in Juneau, and that was a lot of fun. Being on a helicopter is crazy. It was like one of the most insane experiences. A good thing food shipments have ice packs. Yeah, because I don't even know what the temperature is out right now. Let's see. Y'all can see Marsha running around behind me. It's 87 outside and it feels like 91. So it's a little toasty. I have asked them multiple times, and it's even on the package asking them to just bring it to my door. But the last couple people have left it out on the street because I'm in like a really big complex and we have like a locked lobby door. So we've got like a vestibule, and then you have to like call my apartment and I can let you in. And they don't do that. They just leave it out there in the heat. I'm not going on downsize next year. After 2 cruises with them and 1 with family, 4-day cruises are too much effort. Yeah, I'm not crazy about the 4-day cruise, but maybe because I was actually thinking of doing a cruise right after that, back to backing, and I was looking at Celebrity. I think it's out of Miami, but I may actually like. I've been trying to get my stepmom on a cruise, so I was considering like going up to Port Canaveral and seeing if I could get her on a cruise, or I was thinking of maybe doing my own group cruise, but I'm not a good group planner at all. Like I just don't like the responsibility of doing it. After watching Nettie's Alaska videos, I'm scared. Weather was rainy and gloomy looking most of the time. It just really depends. I went and we didn't have a single day of rain. It was actually warm. Like people there, it was 80 and people in Alaska were dying. And I was like, oh, this is nice. It was really nice weather, but a lot of people were not very happy with it. Yes, most of the newer MSC ships have bowling alleys and NCL Epic for sure, and probably most of the NCL ships. I've only been on the Prima, and that one definitely did not have bowling. Alaska is a rainforest. It is a really pretty area. Yeah, yeah, OMG, I refuse to do anything less than 5 days. I did a 4 day and a 5 day back to back, and that was okay because I managed to get the same cabin on both ships. But then I did a 4 night on the Wonder of the Seas, and I was like, what the heck? Like, this is way too short. Like, I don't ever want to do this again, but I, sorry, I'm trying to move, and the cat will just, I'm going to run him over. Um, but yeah, the Wonder of the Seas was way too short. So I'm not crazy about being on only a 4 night on Celebrity, but I really want to get on board so I can gamble and get into their system because as much as I loved the Icon of the Seas, and there were some good things about Royal, like I loved the layout of the ship, I just can't tolerate the amount of children because we were at capacity on the Icon, and we had probably 2 to 3,000 children, and I just thought I was going to die. There was not a spare spot of anything. There was no pool that an adult could get in because, I mean, the adults only pool is so tiny, and then they've got those beds in it. And then the pool bar pool was like the easiest for people to get to, and it was like little toothpicks of children. It was just like packed wall to wall children. There was never a time then when the pools were not busy, except when they were either closed because of an accident. We had, oh my gosh, at least 3 times there was some kind of accident that they had to close the pool for biological waste or in the middle of the night. The alley isn't a standard alley, so the balls are smaller. Probably like what my mom used to call, she was from the Boston area, and they had like candlestick is what they called it. So they had much smaller pins and much smaller balls that didn't even have holes in the balls, and you threw them. I got an unbelievable comp for Alaska. Couldn't believe it. Yeah, I remember you telling us about that. Yeah, everything he touches turns to gold. He has the magic touch. Uh, I felt the same way on a 4 day cruise. Would love an alternative. Yeah, it would be nice, but they're trying to keep the price down so people can afford it. So I get why they're choosing the cruise, but they also didn't choose like a less expensive sailing. The sailing that they chose was a little bit more than a bunch of other ones around that time. Side to side cruise is good too. Yeah, so I may do that. Just depends. Trust me, I turn plenty of things to coal too. Me too. Especially Freedom of the Seas. I know that Vicky loves that ship. Sorry, Vicky, but I don't know if it was just the company, the fact that I got pneumonia, the fact that I had a gastrointestinal illness. I think just all of those things combined, and then the casino just wasn't paying for it. What does Nettie say? Sugar honey iced tea. The casino was not paying. I paid $3.40, 43 cents a point on the Freedom. It was so overcrowded. Uh, it was just a nightmare. I love to live in the data and try and reverse engineer everything to find the gaps and exploit them. I've been so fortunate so far that things have fallen my way with the cruise comps. Yeah, sometimes they just do. They fell that way with me for Princess. So we'll talk about that as the topic in just a second. Yeah, you didn't enjoy Freedom either. I did not enjoy it at all. I felt like a sardine in a tin can all of the time. And then when I would try and go outside because of the way that they have their smoking section, I'd walk out into a cloud of smoke on the fourth deck. I just couldn't do the fourth deck at all because of the smoking. Um, uh, Amy, I would like to see one of you submit offers to Eurocomp to see what Holland America offers. I got nothing, nothing from Eurocomp other than the MSC and what's the other one? Margaritaville at Sea, which I don't think I'll ever sail. I just have no interest in that cruise line, so I don't want to waste my money on it, but no, nothing above like the very base standard. And I sent my see you soon offer for my free interior cabin from Princess. So maybe I need to wait till I get like a balcony cabin or something. I don't know. 2 thumbs up the video, guys. Yeah, make sure you hit that thumbs up on the video. So we've got 18 people watching. And I can't tell. I think there's like 10 likes. I've submitted to URCOM so far, haven't gotten anything for Holland. Yeah, I think I can submit to Holland directly. I think they will take Princess offers is what I've heard. So I was thinking of doing that, but I didn't want to do it right now because I can't really book anything else right now because I've got October of this year, I've got February of next year, and I've got June of next year. So I want to get a little further into the year, maybe around the beginning or middle of 2027 before I start submitting. And I should still be getting comp offers from Princess because I'm going on them again in October. And I will be gambling. I'm going to take the bankroll that I didn't spend on the Enchanted Princess and gamble it on the Majestic Princess. That's what I'm going on. So basically, like the topic of the video is, did I waste money earning free cruises? Because I keep checking my emails and I keep getting like all these like, do you want to book in July, August, September, October, November? Like, come on, there's free cruises out here. And I kind of feel like, oh my gosh, like look at all this stuff that I'm just like throwing away, all these free things that I'm not using. But at the end of the day, on Princess, the one that I got them on, I didn't end up taking any money out of pocket. I walked away with $83 and I had a whole lot of fun. I had a really great time because I had people that I was gambling with and we were having a great time. But the one reason why I actually went ahead and went for that 3,000 point see you soon offer, and even if it had cost me money, I wanted to go for it because I knew that I just had a goal that I really wanted, and I wanted to get a cabin guaranteed because I had not played in the casino on Princess before. And so I couldn't be sure when they were going to offer me post-cruise casino marketing offers. There was no guarantee because Princess doesn't advertise what it takes to get into that program. So I didn't want to chance it. So I made sure that I had enough money with me that I should have had no problem at all getting the points, and I luckily didn't have any trouble getting them at all. I think the most I was down at any one point was about $300. And I got off of Buffalo. I was on the Wonder 4, and that machine hated me. And then after that, I just kept incrementally just winning. I was just really slow playing. I was playing no more than $1.50 a spin, and just really just taking my time and having a great time with it. But I found a machine that was paying a lot of bonuses, and the bonuses were really paying me back for everything I was putting in and more. So it was really great. So no, I don't think I wasted any money. Now, do I think I wasted money on Royal Caribbean? I would say yes. So here was my mistake with Royal Caribbean. So I went on the Icon of the Seas and I spent $400 and I got 410 points. And from that, I ended up booking the Wonder of the Seas for 4 nights and then my 4-night and 5-night on Freedom. And then I traded one of my offers for a free cruise on Virgin, and then I traded for a discounted cruise on the Unhinged cruise in February on the Carnival Celebration. And I got a balcony room for $538, but they included $200 free play. So no, not free play, an onboard credit. I got a $200 onboard credits. Basically, I'm out of pocket $328. So really, did I need to spend any more money on Royal Caribbean if I wasn't planning on taking any more Royal Caribbeans after I got off my last last Freedom of the Seas? That was the last one that I took. No, I really didn't. So I did end up gambling. I would say it was like another like $580 or something. So it's just under $1,000 total that I spent on Royal Caribbean. But almost 600 of it I actually didn't need to spend, but I was still so new to the casino program that I really didn't pay attention to what I was doing because I was just actually trying to stay in the casino program. But the problem was, here was really my error, was that I was spending too little money in the casino on each of the cruises. So I did Icon, and then I had booked Wonder and then two back-to-back Freedom. I shouldn't have gambled on the Wonder because I highly doubt they would have canceled my Freedom ships at that point. And then I should have put all of my money in on the last Freedom sailing because, right, even back-to-backs, they are separate cruises. So you need to make sure that you're not thinking your points are going to be accumulating over both of the sailings. So I should have just put that $600 into the Freedom of the Seas and gambled on that. So then I would have further offers in the future because when I got home from Freedom of the Seas, my offers stopped dead. They stopped cold. So I got off that ship about November 20th, and by December 1st, I had no offers at all. So yeah, so I kind of sabotaged myself. So April says, I'm fairly new to cruising, wondering if comps get sweeter at different times of the year. I wouldn't say related to Black Friday. I would say comp offers are going to get sweeter based on the availability of rooms on the ship. So if they're really having a downturn in the market and people aren't booking, and they're really going to offer you those sailings that they have a lot of availability on. So that's really what you're going to see with the comp offers. So John says, I submitted to Holland directly after my instant offer on Celebrity, 1,200 points in late May, and they offered me just $200 in free play. Oh, boo for them. I'm actually a little peeved at Holland because I had actually booked the Alaska cruise with my friends, and I ended up canceling it like way in advance, like way more than a year in advance. And I think I had like a $250 deposit, and it was supposed to be refundable. And they're like, nope, sorry, your deposit's not refundable. You would have had to have paid like an extra $1,000 for your cruise to make it non-refund or to make it refundable. And I'm like, well, that's just a bunch of BS. So I was a little bit annoyed that they canceled my room. So I canceled my room so far in advance and they kept my money. And then I'm like, oh, well, can I transfer it to a different booking? They're like, nope, it's just completely non-refundable. And I'm like, well, thanks for nothing, Holland America. So I'm a little peeved with them, but they have some actual cruises to Norway. So I'm really trying to get them for like, they're Holland America. So they do some really good European itineraries. And I'm really trying to get a good Norway cruise out of them is what I'm looking at. Maybe that's something that I could get out of Princess too. So I just need to keep looking because Princess is offering me a good amount of European sailings. So Chris says, my experience has been they really don't do much for Black Friday. Usually it's the onboard purchase discounts, excursions, drink package. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I thought. Well, hey, Shay's Adventure. Thanks for popping in. Um, let's see. Horrible Holland customer service for that one. Yeah, that wasn't, yeah, it sucks. I mean, I get it. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't like cruise lines just doing the non-refundable deposits like that. And I mean, I get they're trying to prevent people from just booking cruises in advance to just hold them just in case. But for people who are truly serious about it, that's a real pain in the butt. And I wanted to go, but I also my cruise cabin on the cruise that I ended up going on was $1,600, but they wanted, I think, over $4,300 for the cruise to Alaska that my friends had picked out. And I'm just like, yeah, a chance to go to Rome or go to Alaska where I've been, but pay so much more money. Yeah, I want to get into Princess or Holland for European sailings as well. Norway is big on my bucket list. Well, Norway is great. I did the Norwegian Prima out of Southampton and went up the English Channel and did like Bruges and Amsterdam. Not Bruges. I did Brussels. No, Bruges. I did Bruges, Amsterdam, and 3 ports in Norway, and then the 2 ports in Iceland. And Yeah. So that, I mean, it was really fantastic. And I actually, oh, that reminds me, I need to cancel it. I actually have it on hold for July of next year, but the pricing is outrageous. It's actually, they want like $2,300 more than I paid last time. And last time I paid $4,300 for a single inside solo cabin. And luckily I got upgraded. They put me in a, whatchamacallit, an accessible cabin because it was available. And they're like, oh, here, have this accessible room. And I'm like, sure. So I ended up getting a balcony out of it, but $4,300 is still a lot of money. So yeah, I'm definitely going to cancel that. And really, I'm really going to look into Princess and um, see if I can get like a Norwegian cruise. And now I know that like the Grounded Life Retirement group that I'm a part of that also does the YouTube After 40, they just did actually Norway and Iceland on Princess. And unfortunately, like I joined the community too late to be able to get in on that. They sold out before I could get in on it. We'll change that room. I will change the room. I guess I'm never going to Alaska until my son finishes college. He just finished ninth grade. It can be expensive, but what I would recommend is going on a cruise line locally, because there's, well, I wouldn't say NCL would be a harder program, but I know NCL goes out of Philly, but you can easily get to New York for cruising, and you can get to Jersey, and you can get to Baltimore. But pick out a line that you think you're really going to like, and then ask us about their casino program, because right now, a lot of them have been giving really super discounted casino rates to Alaska. So that's definitely the way to go. The problem is the airfare, because anything flying out of the East Coast right now is in the level of absurdity for airfare that I've never seen, because my company, we have people in 23 states. And so we do a lot of flying back and forth, and like people coming in and out of here, like we can't go anywhere for less than $1,000. It's absurd. And we sent somebody to Cleveland from Washington, D.C., and it cost us $1,000. Don't get me on my soapbox about airfare. My excursions in Alaska were much, much higher than anything I paid in Europe. The helicopter ride was about $385. Yeah, I think I remember, this was 20 years ago, paying probably about $200 a person on the helicopter ride. Yeah, I only did I did the helicopter one, and then I only did like one other excursion through the cruise ship. So yeah, but the European excursions were so expensive if you did them through the cruise ship. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. They were just crazy. Tell them you'll give them a $5 tip. Oh my goodness, my airfare to Chicago was so much, right? Like you almost want to drive for that. Um, and it just sucks that the train that goes to Chicago like takes so freaking long. I think it's like 12 hours, because you got to go and connect in New York, and then you got to go across. Crazy. I just returned last night from Chicago. That is one city that I have not been to. I have not managed to make it to Chicago. I have made it. Oh, maybe I did. I went to the Sears Tower. Like this is years and years ago, like high school. Is the Sears Tower in Chicago? I don't know. All airfare is expensive because of fuel. Honestly, it's not just the fuel. For my area, the problem is United has this in a chokehold. So it's a problem with a particular airline who's got a monopoly and controlling everything. And they've taken over. So if any of you are regular JetBlue flyers, they've taken over their website, and I can't get diddly squat for my miles anymore. I mean, it's just like for my group cruise for the Unhinged in February, on the way back, it's costing me 60,000 miles one way from West Palm Beach Airport to DC. And last time I flew that, I paid 5,400 miles, and I had to pay All of my miles are gone now because I didn't want to pay the $800 airplane, or I didn't want to pay the $800 airfare that they were charging. So I reserved a frequent flyer ticket, and I'm just going to hold that for now. On the way down, I ended up getting a United flight one way for like 174, but every time I kept looking, it was over 700. I'm doing the Dawes Glacier up close excursion that I was able to book with my onboard credit. I'm also doing the White Pass train, and I'm doing a whale watching tour. The train and whale tour cost over 500, right? It's so expensive. It's crazy, but hopefully you'll see a bunch of whales. I saw a bunch of humpback, but I didn't do an actual whale watching tour. We actually saw a lot of them from the boat. Chicago is such a cool town. Were you with Dee Dee? I was supposed to go but couldn't. No, Downsizing Diva. Is that who we're talking about? Yes, the Willis Tower. Okay. So yeah, I think I went there as a kid, like before I went to ninth grade, and I don't really remember much of it. I think we just did that. Like we went up in the elevator, and I was terrified because I'm terrified of elevators, especially ones that big. But this would have been in 1988. So a really long time ago. I'm flying United, right? Right? What did I just say? United's got us on a chokehold. And it's Chicago 360 is fun. Probably wasn't there in 1988. Where's the Dawes Glacier? Can you see it from the ship? I don't know. I'm from Chicago. I went to my or from I'm from Chicago. I went to my nephew's wedding. That's awesome. I've got a nephew wedding. Ooh, I gotta make sure that I plan for that. I've got a wedding in Florida in January. Dawes is at the end of Endicott Arm. From what I've seen, the ship usually stops and turns about 3/4 of a mile away, but the excursion I'm going on should get us much closer. Okay, so I know what you're talking about. Like the ships will come into some of the fjord or arms, and then they'll go in there, and then they'll cruise around a little bit, and they'll spin the ship so everybody can see it from every angle. But then I've seen them where you can actually get off onto a boat by a tour operator and then go much closer to the glacier. Let me borrow some airline miles. Girl, I ain't got any left. I just spent them all on the whatchamacallit. I just spent them all for the unhinged cruise. That's all I got. Hey, Patty, no worries. Thanks for coming in. I was looking at the itinerary. My goodness, Vicky, I couldn't come in Friday night. I could only no, we're sailing Sunday, I think. And I couldn't come in Friday night or Saturday night. I have to show up Sunday morning because no matter what way I did it, that was the only thing affordable. Did you hear a worker passed away Saturday? Another person fell off the pier at Coco Cay. No, I did not. I did not. That's very sad. People just dropping like flies. New nails. Oh, so these are blue ones. I had these on Thursday, but I don't think you were watching that much. You were probably listening. It's hard to tell, but they've got the whole like kind of cat's eye effect to them. And I was going to take these off and put on a little bit more neutral ones for the OAC conference next week, but then I realized that we're doing an ocean theme, and the outfit that I have has this blue in it, so I'm going to leave them on. They should last. We like the Serenade of the Seas better than Freedom of the Seas. I've heard a lot of people like the Serenade of the Seas. I have not been on it. Are you booked for the entire convention in Orlando? If yes, I'll see you between speakers. Yep, I'm there the whole time. So I'm going to be in Jacksonville until Thursday morning. So I'll drive down. And I hate driving from Jacksonville, but I have to go visit my stepmother. And I just hate driving from Jacksonville. Y'all don't know, like I'm originally from a small town in the middle of Florida, and I used to have to drive to Jacksonville like every weekend to visit my father. And I've spent many, many, many hours on I-95, and I've been in a really bad accident. Luckily, I was survived and I didn't injure my car too badly, but it was a high-speed wreck, and it just that road just terrifies me because people drive so fast on I-95, and they're always pushing and shoving, and like, so if the speed limit's 80, and if you're driving 80, you're going too slow, which is terrifying to me. I'm thankful that between Chattanooga and Atlanta, I'm mostly flying either American or Delta. Still expensive, but I was able to find some good deals for Alaska and Miami in November. Yeah, you get a little bit more of a price break with those two. We have, tons of choices here, but the problem is the places usually in America that I need to go are United, and they're just got us in a chokehold. No, I am not going to Disney because it's going to be too ungodly hot, and I don't want to spend a couple $100. I think the tickets are now, what, $200-300 for a day? Nope. Um, Jeffersonville, Jacksonville, Jackson, where Lori lives. That's where I'm going. But she's on the other side of town. Yeah, scary. That road drives me crazy. Yes, I'm staying at the convention hotel. Uh, yeah, I-95 is really harrowing. It terrifies me. 75 isn't as bad for some reason. I've driven tons of I-75, but 95 just terrifies the bejesus out of me. And also, too, there are all the semi trucks on the road as well, and they're always pushing us and shoving. My daughter went to FSU in Tallahassee, and we always flew in and out of Jacksonville. It's not a bad airport, and I'm actually flying in there. I'm renting a car and staying in Jacksonville until Thursday, and then I'm driving down to Orlando, and I'm going to fly out of Orlando. I had to pay extra for the rental car to do that, but it's worth it because I just don't want to drive the 2.5 hours back to the airport. And be on that road again. No, I'm good. Yeah, my highway anxiety would make me faint. That's actually where I got my highway anxiety, was I-95. I'm telling you, like, ooh, sometimes I get it so bad where I have to just pull over and I have to just stop because I literally will pass out because I'll stop breathing. I get so anxious that I stop breathing. I'm driving to Orlando for Star, about 8.5 hours, but way cheaper than flying. Yeah, I've done that, Chris, because I used to live in Marietta, and my dad and stepmom were in Jacksonville, and then the rest of my family was in Ocala. So, like, I would do that Atlanta back and forth quite a bit, but then we'd get off 75 and go to Ocala, or no, we'd get off 95 and in Jacksonville, and then I'd take 75 to get to Ocala. Driving from VA to Florida, brave girl, I got vertigo. No, I'm not driving. I'm driving from Jacksonville, Florida to Orlando. I would not. Nope. Atlanta downtown. Yeah. Yeah. I would say the only thing I didn't like about driving Atlanta downtown, because I lived north of the city and I worked south of the city, is the curve. Because the problem is people would come flying and then traffic would be stopped at a standstill, and then you'd have to slam on your brakes. And I can't tell you how many times I saw accidents because people were going too fast and couldn't tell traffic was stopped. But girl, I lived in LA for 10 years, so nobody talked to me about traffic. I lived 1 mile from work, and it a lot of times would take me an hour to 2 hours to get to and from work. I couldn't walk it because it was there was a highway in the way, and then there was also 2 major intersections that were so dangerous. I couldn't do the bus because the bus took just as long. So yeah, I don't want to hear about traffic. I lived in LA. I can't do 95. Yeah, I do not like that highway. It's terrible. Like, yeah, it's terrible. Flight prices are crazy right now from Chicago to Miami and Fort Lauderdale. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Do not like 95. Flight prices are indeed wild right now. Yeah, so the one airfare that I have going down, I'm okay with. Like I paid $175, and yeah, I'm coming in on the day of the cruise, but I've got the first flight out in the morning. So pray for me that nothing else goes wrong. And I'm also flying on United, but JetBlue also has a bunch of flights at the same airport. So, oh no. Oh, maybe I'm not flying out of the same airport, but it doesn't matter. Like my airports are only 30 minutes away. So either way, like there are options for me. I'm flying into Fort Lauderdale, and then on the way back, right now I'm just holding that frequent flyer ticket, and hopefully I can end up getting something cheaper and get some of my points back. Yikes, Patty. Yeah, absolutely. The flight prices are crazy, crazy. So look, I highly encourage you all to give the casino on cruise ships a try, especially if you're trying to save money. I'm getting ready to put out a video on Thursday around midday about like the 5 biggest mistakes I see people make when they're trying to earn comps on a cruise. And so that'll cover some of the things that you want to watch out for so you're not really overspending. So make sure you check that out. So that'll give you some good guidance. As always, leave some comments on the video if you have any questions, or just bring them to the next live. I should, let's see. Oh, you know what? I'm going to be traveling. I'm actually going to be at my stepmother's house. So I don't know that I can pull off a live next Tuesday. So I will let all of you know, but I don't think so because we'll probably be at dinner. And I've only got like the 2 days with her, so I don't want to shortchange her. But yeah, so be on the lookout for that. I'll definitely put a post up and let you know whether I'm going live or not. I'm going to say no at this point, and then I'll catch back up with everybody the following week. I will try to put out a video if I can. I'll try and record something and get that up if I can. But yeah, at least you have many airports. Yeah, I have 2 that are reachable by reasonable getting on the metro. I can get to Baltimore mostly by metro, but it just takes so long. It takes about 2 hours. And I just try not to go there. Looking forward to the 5 pitfalls video. Yeah. So be on the lookout for that. I think I set it for about 2-ish, 2:30 p.m. on Thursday to come out. Has anybody done a cruise around Hawaii? You know who has is what's her channel? Jackpot 777. Her name is Jonna, and she comments on some of my channels. She's a newer channel, and she got a princess offer and ended up doing or she's just getting ready to go to Hawaii. I haven't done a cruise around Hawaii, but I have been. Now, Maria is actually in Tahiti. It's one of the, well, it's not in Tahiti, it's in the Society Islands, which is near Tahiti. Which DC airport do you fly from to go to the cruise ports? It depends on who I've got frequent flyer miles for. So if I've got JetBlue miles, I go out of DCA. If I got like, well, I don't usually, I just spent all my Delta going to Rome. But yeah, so I can do either airport. It just really depends on the cost. So because I am almost smack dab in between both of the airports. I will say that sometimes it takes me longer to get to Reagan because I have to connect trains, but Dulles, I don't have to connect trains, but it's a good mile walk from the train station to just like the back, like checking in the check-in counter, which is ridiculous. Like, look, I'm short, I'm fat. I don't want to walk a mile to get into the airport and then have to walk in the airport. Hawaii's on my bucket list, but I wish you got to spend more time there on a cruise. Yeah, Hawaii. Okay, look, here's the deal. Why I would say that I would prefer to do Hawaii on a cruise. And that's because I've done Hawaii by land, and a lot of the things that you want to do in Hawaii are really hard to get to. A lot of it is down roads with no pavement. They're gravel roads. They're really hard to get to. Honestly, the locals try to make things as inaccessible as possible so the tourists don't go to them. Um, I don't know. I mean, there was some cool stuff that I saw by car, but I don't think I'd be disappointed if I went on a cruise, especially because if you're sailing and you end up if you end up sailing like around Maui, like in near whale season, like you're gonna see so many whales from the cruise ship. It's not even funny. Because that was one place that I did a whale watching tour was from Lahaina, yeah, from Lahaina in Maui. The area that like got all burnt down. I took a whale watching tour out of there. I stayed out in Ka'anapali, which was, a good like 25-30 minute drive, and that was like all the way away from like everything that people wanted to do. Yeah, didn't Linnell do Hawaii? Yeah. Linnell did Hawaii, but then she was there when they had all that bad weather that caused all the flooding. So she didn't end up getting to do a lot of the things she wanted to do. Also, sometimes she doesn't always take like short or shore excursions. Um, but she is going back on on a different cruise line. So she's definitely going to film more then because she did miss a lot of stuff because of those severe storms. I'm strongly considering any future Miami cruise. I may drive to Orlando, then take the Bright Line. Just depends on the parking costs. Yeah, I think the challenge is like, is it worth your time to stop in Orlando? I know it's like three and a half hour drive. I think it's just, oh, well, you don't have to drive that difference. What about Chris? Because if you're coming down 95, what about stopping in Port Canaveral and taking the bus? There's like a cruise transfer bus for very cheap that you can take from Port Canaveral to Miami or Fort Lauderdale. So that I know that the train is nicer and it's a cool experience, but it still takes just as long. It's not high speed between Orlando and Miami like they wanted it to be. It's still just regular, like 65 mile an hour. So yeah, Hawaii is awesome. It is really a beautiful place, but I just had a hard time with getting to the places I wanted to go to. The current in the water. Like honestly, other than like Waikiki Beach, which I've never been to, so many of the beaches I don't think are safe for people to be swimming. Be careful with the blinds open in a Central Park cabin. Yeah. I'm looking at Royal Caribbean Central Park rooms. My vertigo makes me scared to get an ocean balcony room. Honestly, I would say just be mindful of that too, because my one word for royal ships is loud. So if you are not good with loud, being on a Central Park room, it's gonna be loud. But for me, like I don't care if my blinds are open and people see things. Like I wouldn't intentionally do something for someone to see something they shouldn't. But yeah, I'm not like I'm just look, I live in an apartment building and I face a hotel, and I'm not going to open and close my blinds every single day. Like I enjoy looking out at night because the city's lit up and I see a lot of city lights. And so like they see what they see. I make sure that I'm clothed and I'm not doing anything inappropriate, but yeah, they see whatever. Okay, cat. Oh, sorry, Malibu's at my feet. Oh, really? I didn't know they had cruise buses running that full route. I'll look into that. Yeah, because Linnell from Poverty to Paradise said that I think she went from either Miami or Fort Lauderdale. She took a bus to Port Canaveral because the Bright Line, actually, there was an accident on the track and it wasn't related to the Bright Line, but the train was canceled and she needed to get there. So she ended up doing the bus. So yeah, that happens. Never cruised before. Yeah, Anissa, we got to get you on a cruise. And definitely, like if you're a little bit of afraid of cruising, maybe try and find a group cruise where you may know some people where you're not like obligated to hang out with them, but if they're on the cruise, then they're there for you. Especially like going on like Foodie's vacation, because this is Foodie's travel and casino life, but she's got Foodie's vacations. channel as well. And there's a bunch of group cruises with people that we all chat with in her chat every day. She'll be on tomorrow at 10 a.m. Live on her channel on her Foodies Vacation. So Vicki, will you hashtag cruise with your other channel so we can get Anissa in your chat because you're out of school. So I'm staying at a Central Park balcony on Icon too. I'll have videos. Yeah, so just like if noise doesn't bother you, it's absolutely fine. But for those people who can't sleep with noise, then that I know that's a problem. Yeah, lots to consider. Be careful with the cabins underneath the buffet or the pool. Absolutely. Yeah, make sure, Anissa, when you're booking a cabin, that you have yourself sandwiched between rooms. Try and keep yourself as far away from music venues as possible. So if you're going on a Royal Caribbean ship that has the outdoor, was the Aqua Theater, just think about how loud that is, and it's going to be going on several times a night, often till 11 o'clock midnight at night, and you're going to be able to hear it. So if you're going to do a Central Park, well, Central Park is kind of at the other end. I'm thinking the neighborhood, what is it called? The surf side. Yeah, so if you're doing Central Park, then be cognizant of the musicians that are sitting on Central Park playing their instruments in the evening. So probably till 10 or 11 o'clock at night, you're going to be hearing things. My room is at the quieter end of Central Park. That's a good deal. I love Central Park. I stayed on Central Park level on the Wonder, and I loved it. I'll be watching Cruising on Comps. Yeah. Yeah, email me anytime. I'm diamond status on Royal. Oh my gosh. Waikiki is not bad. They have lagoons. Yeah, and that's the one place that if I went swimming in Alaska, I would do Waikiki. I need to screenshot these tips. So this is Vicky's Casino. So if you love casino, and you want to check out Vicky's Foodies Vacation, just go on this link and then go to that channel. She's got it listed in her description so you can get to the other. But yeah, Nissa, for the summer while you're out of school, you should come join us on Vicky's channel. She is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m., Tuesdays at 5:30, and Thursdays at 5 p.m. So she's live 5 days a week. She won't be here next week because she's going to be on vacation on a Carnival cruise. And she's going to be having a fabulous time. And I'm going to be away in Orlando while she is away in Miami. Yeah, so make sure you check out. Yeah, Central Park has cabins on deck 14. Yeah, I think I stayed on 10, and so I was on the base floor. Yeah, boardwalk cabins are noisy. Yeah, so try and stay away from the boardwalk if you're on a Oasis class ship. I think they still call it Surfside on the Icon class ship. So it is different. Yeah, you had to work today. Well, that's a bummer. Yeah, and there's Chris sharing his YouTube channel. So make sure you check out Chris at Cruising on Comps if you want to learn all about the casino comps in detail, even way more in detail than I go into. And make sure anybody who wants to share their channel, hashtag cruise. And then the live stream chat for this will appear between 12 and 24 hours after this video post, which is the newest Icon or Oasis. The newest is the Icon class. It's the newest and biggest, but the Oasis is right behind it. They pretty much released the Utopia and the Icon almost at the same time. They're just a little bit different, a smidge different in layout. Like the Icon is just, look, I did over 40 miles on that ship. I was tired. It was crazy. But yeah, the newest is this Legend, which just came out, and followed by the Star, and then the Icon, and then the Utopia. And then they're going to have another like Discovery class that's going to come out that's a little bit smaller than the Oasis class. Any group cruise for 2027? Haven't booked yet. The only one that group cruises I'm doing right now are the Unhinged, and you find that information over at Vicky's channel at the Foodies Travel and Casino Live. That is in February of 2027 on Carnival Celebration, and then I'm doing the downsized cruise in June of 2027 on the Carnival Celebration. If I could find a travel agent to pair with me, I may end up doing my own group cruise. But I have to find a worker bee. I can be the talent and show up, but I'm not a good worker bee. I'm not good at managing other people and their plans. I was married for 26 years to somebody who I had to manage relentlessly, and I'm good. And there's bucket list cruising, Sherry. Oh, Shelly. Hey, 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 hey. I was on the YouTube After 40 cruise with Shelly out of Rome. So make sure you check out her channel. It is a new channel. She's got a couple videos on there. I think last I saw, she was on a MSC. She was getting on boarding day. And then there's Carol solo cruising and more. And then here's Foodie's Vacation. So if you want to check out Foodie's Vacation, just her live stream channel and her she does cruise travel stuff as well on that, but she puts most of her like gambling stuff over on her casino live channel. The Utopia train ride and dinner was really nice. That's what I've heard. And they just put that on the Legend. So the first Icon class ship that has it is the Legend, and they took out the comedy club called the Attic and put it in place. My comp on the Star is literally a last room in front of front of the ship. The buffet is all the way at the back of the ship. I'm gonna earn that buffet. Chris, you have no idea. No idea. It is such a long walk. Oh my gosh, you're gonna die. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what? Honestly, Chris, what I would say is I would hit up the Aquadome marketplace. The main dining room's at the back of the ship too. I would end up doing like the Park Cafe instead, and the Pearl Cafe. And honestly, I thought the Icons buffet was terrible. So I was really kind of disappointed with that, and I didn't think it was worth going all the way to the end of the back of the ship, especially if you're like really hungry. What I would recommend too is, my favorite restaurant, honestly, was the stuff down in Surfside, the kids stuff. But again, that's at the back of the ship. But what is it? Base Camp had really great chicken nuggets and tater tots. And it was the most ridiculous thing to say that I enjoyed the chicken nuggets and the tater tots, but they were really good. So make sure you check out Base Camp. It's near the rear elevators. How long did it take to receive your first marketing offers from Princess? Were they decent? I just earned 4,000 points on Ringle Princess about 2 weeks ago. Still need to book my See You Soon offer. Okay, so for Princess, it took me about 45 days to get my first offer, and I didn't even notice I had it because it just went straight to my email. So make sure that when you're searching your email, use the word Princess Casino. So both words, Princess Casino, search your email. And then once you first click into it from your email, then it will actually, allow you to view it on your account, on your Princess account. So you can see your offers on your Princess account, but they didn't show up until I clicked through my email and then got on it. Now, don't forget your See You Soon offer. Read that fine print. Make sure you don't forget to book it before it expires, because the website says 30 days. I ended up getting 45 days. My certificate explicitly said either, what did it say? Either 45 days or 60 days. Hold on, I have it. You want to make sure that you don't miss your opportunity. Let's see. So I got this offer on May 19th and I had through July 13th. So I had 60 days to book it, and I had 6 months to sail. And basically figure out what is available. Just go online and figure out what it is you want. Like pick out 2 or 3 ships and sailings, and then pick out your cabin. If you got a 4,000, I think you still got an interior, and then you got the couple hundred in free play. So pick out your interior cabin, pick out your sailing. You can get them for up to 16 days. And then, try to get your first one, because I don't think they limit a lot of the sailings. So just go for broke. Just go for the one that you want the most. And then if they say, oh, we're sorry, we don't have availability, then try the next one. So that's how I did that. So it may be another 15 days, but just keep checking your email. There's a train on a ship. It's just a restaurant that's made to resemble you being in a train car. But it's like $150 a person or something, out of my budget. Very close to the Aqua Dome Market, though. So looking forward to checking that out. Yeah. So just take advantage of the Aqua Dome Market. I didn't think it was too far to get to the rear elevators to get to the base camp, but also like you can go down the forward elevators and you'll be right at the beginning of uh, Central Park when you go down, because this cruise ship has Central Park as well. So there was some good stuff. I really like the really fresh salads in the Park Cafe. Some of their other stuff left a lot to be desired. I will say on my sailing, the roast beef in the Central Park Cafe, or not Central Park Cafe, but the Park Cafe, was kind of inedible. It was such a tough cut of meat that you couldn't eat it on a sandwich. I would get it in a bowl and eat it with a fork and knife, but it was just so tough. It was ridiculous. I'm cranking the vids out finally. Yay, go Shelly, go Shelly. Yeah, it's a simulation train ride with a dinner and show included. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun if you can afford it. It's a 1/4 mile from front to back. Yes, Chris. I did 43 miles or something ridiculous. Crossover at Central Park. Yeah. Is room service included? Ha ha ha. No. Everything's a price on Royal Caribbean. The kids buffet was great on the Icon, especially breakfast. Absolutely. The kids buffet is really great. And honestly, like I went down there at dinner time too. I loved the dino nuggets. There was a lot of good stuff actually on the kids buffet. And honestly, even though there was like over 3,000 kids on my sailing, they weren't that young, and the Surfside area is really like, I don't know, 5 and under, maybe 6 and under is kind of the age appropriateness for that. But everybody tended to have a little bit older kids, and they weren't down there. So everybody was up on the pool deck, and I, single female, was sitting down in the kids area enjoying the peace and quiet. And you can hear the band. So you're not missing out on the music. And then you can go sit at the back of the ship and watch the wake. There's some really great chairs at the very back near the kiddie pool. Now I know, okay, so Chris, maybe they're going to be like, oh, well, what is this single male doing back here in the little kids area? So I don't know. I felt a little weird being like an adult down there, but there were a lot of times that there was 0 people down there. I would go into the restaurant, get buffet food, go sit outside, and then I'd go sit at the back of the ship and just enjoy myself. I don't mind walking. I've been on treadmill training. Yeah, you better be treadmill training. I know a travel agent who may do all the work. The other option is everyone book themselves and link the reservation so everyone is assigned the same dinner. Yeah, I was thinking about that, but like one of the perks of doing a group cruise is if you get most of them have like a limit. Like if you get an X amount of cabins, then like the group organizer gets a free cabin. So if I'm going to put the effort into spending time with everybody and, dedicating a lot of my time to, being there for my subscribers, I would like to at least get the perk of getting the free cabin. And I'm not saying, oh, I'm trying to get a free balcony. Like, I don't care. Throw me in an interior, but I know a couple good travel agents. I just would have to talk somebody into doing it. Park Cafe is in Central Park. Yeah. Yeah, the soup was good. The fresh salads were really good. Uh, if you got a roast that wasn't tough, it was really good. The Pearl Cafe has grab and go. Yeah, some of the stuff in the Pearl Cafe was good. I think it was like hit and miss. It was kind of like 50-50. It seemed like people ate about 50% of the food and really loved it, but didn't end up liking all of it. I'm really hoping to be able to get Princess Casino offers when I sail on Star Princess in August. Oh, yeah, just take your time, set yourself a budget, and remember it's $2 per point. So technically to get the base, if you're going to be on a 7-night sailing, the base points is 3,000 points to get that interior cabin. But I've heard that if you get about 500 or 600 points, that's when you'll get the after cruise offers. But again, you aren't guaranteed to get them. And it takes about 30 to 45 days to know if you're going to get them. So I think that was the reason why, like, I went ahead and went for the 3,000 point certificate. Now that's only up to 7-night cruises. Once you're on a cruise that's more than that, they have a sliding scale. And that is on their website. It's also in one of my videos that I have. Yeah, grab and go in the sushi grab and go. Yeah, you know, I haven't tried that because I don't like sushi. I love shrimp, but I am allergic. Oh, Utopia has shrimp and crab legs every day. That sounds amazing. I love Star and Icon. I'm really wanting to get on Legend. Yeah, one of these days I'll get back on board. I'll sit in base camp, eat my smash burger, and everyone can think what they want. So no, base camp is actually up by the main pool. It's the kids buffet that's down in the like Surfside area with the little kids area. But yeah, base camp is great. Really good location. The one thing I found that there wasn't a beverage station if you just wanted water, but there was a bar right next to it. So I just went and asked them for a glass of water, and they gave me a glass of water, which on Norwegian, the bars would not give me water. They made me go walk to a beverage station. Yeah. The Park Cafe, no bueno, cheap beef used to be good 10 years, right? Travel, travel. Yes, we see. I was waiting for you. World America's Kimmelwick sandwich melts in your mouth. Yeah, you know, I really wish they would improve that because it used to be really good from what I heard, but you know, I don't know. Maybe it was just my sailing on the Icon that the food was just really not up to snuff. Actually, the food on the Freedom of the Seas was better. Even the pizza at the pizza place on the promenade was better. I'm actually a smoker, so I'll have to go to the back of the ship anyways. Oh, is that where the smoking section is? I have no idea. I didn't run into a single person smoking on the Icon of the Seas. Funny enough, on the Freedom, it was in my face. It was like all over the place. So, you know, maybe you said, I think you said you're taking Zepbound. Maybe Zepbound will lessen your desire for smoking. My sister-in-law actually quit because she was taking Zepbound. I mean, she wanted to quit. She wasn't actively trying to quit, but she ended up quitting because she started taking Zepbound and she stopped drinking and smoking, which was great. Okay, well, everybody, I've kept you entirely too long. It's been an hour and 20 minutes. So I want to thank everybody for hanging in there with me. Thanks for chatting. This was a great chat. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And on my other channel on Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, I will let everybody know again about the meetup on Sunday. I'm going to do that at 11 a.m. and we'll see if we can find a suitable place. And as long as I can keep in communication with everybody, then we should be good. And then, yeah, so just be on the lookout that I probably will miss the live. Let's just say that we're not going to do a live. I'm not going to schedule a live for next Tuesday because I'm going to be with family. But I'll see you again the week after that. Yeah, Zepbound is helping for sure. I got to quit. Been smoking for 30 years. Dumbest thing I ever done. Just FYI, Chris, like both my parents and both of my in-laws all died from smoking related illnesses. And it was such a shame to see them go through all of the things that they went through. Each of them had something different. And it was, yeah. So if you can use the medication to help wean yourself off of it, you will be so much better in the long run. You will feel better, to be fair. Like you will notice a difference after a few months. You'll definitely notice it. So okay, good night, everybody. Take care. Thank you so much. Hopefully I have a great time in Jacksonville. Not my favorite place, but you know, you do these things for family. So have a good one, and I'll see you again, hopefully real soon. Well, I have a video coming out on Thursday, so I hope you enjoy that, and leave me comments if you have any questions or anything to add to my video. So talk to you later.
Move if you seek, find a